Hi, I'm Zach.
And I'm Alhanna, and together we're the Arendsee Team. We moved to Tehaleh a year and a half ago, and today we're going to share our insider perspective and our 10 favorite things about this community.
And at the end, we're going to share a few of the things we actually don't like, just so you know, and so there's no surprises when you move in. Once again, we're Zach and Alhanna, and we are both real estate agents in the Seattle-Tacoma area. We hope you'll give us a call for any of your real estate-related needs at the phone number on the screen. And if you like what we're doing, please do like and subscribe, and it really helps us keep the channel going and lets us know that you like what we're doing. So without further ado, let's move on to number one. Our number one reason that we love Tehaleh is the views of Mount Rainier. We have amazing views of the mountain from the main road in and out of the neighborhood, and many of the parks and other roads have great sight lines, and I never get tired of seeing the mountain. It looks different in different weather and different light. It's always different. I never get tired of watching it. All right, well, number two on our list is location. We think Tehaleh really hits the sweet spot in location. So this is Tehaleh right here in the middle of the screen. You can see this whole green area around it is forest, and this is a plateau. There's steep hills all the way around it on towards the south, east, and west, and there's really no way out in those directions, although there's eventually going to be a road cutting through here to get to Puyallup a little quicker. But for now, we're pretty isolated, and the main way out is right up this way towards Bonney Lake. Here's Bonney Lake High. Mountain View Middle's right on the other side. And Costco's right here. And it's only about 10 minutes away, along with all the rest of the shopping you need. Really don't need to leave Bonney Lake unless you want to do some more intense shopping. It's got everything we need. And just up here to the north is Lake Tapps. Wonderful place to spend a day in the summer, get some sunshine, some water. And in the winter, we are kind of the gateway to Mount Rainier. And Crystal Mountain Resort for skiing is right out here. That's only about an hour and 15 minutes away or so. If you are commuting into Tacoma, that's about 45 minutes, depending on where you're going, or Joint Base Lewis and Ford, about the same. And Seattle is only about 50 minutes in good traffic. Now, obviously, all these commutes can be doubled in rush hour traffic if you're going to be fighting that. You do have the option of riding light rail into Seattle if you'd like. It's about 10 minutes to a park and ride, and from there it's about an hour and 5 minutes to get the rest of the way into Seattle. So you can definitely cut off on your commute. We know some people who do that. Obviously, even though we're pretty far out, it's still not very far. About 45 minutes to get to the water out here. University Place, Chambers Bay, all that beauty. And overall, we think it's really just a great place to be. You're central enough to still get to things, but far enough out to be out of the way, just like you want to be.
All right, number three, schools. We are so fortunate to have two elementary schools here within Tehaleh itself. That's Don Eisman and then Tehaleh Heights Elementary. That last one, Tehaleh Heights, is actually the highest ranked school in all of Pierce County. It's a STEM school. The kids have science curriculum on a weekly basis. They have access to 3D printers, among other things, so it's a fantastic experience there. The middle schoolers are going to go to Mountain View Middle, and then the high schoolers are going to go to Bonney Lake High, and we've heard nothing but good things from all of the parents who have kiddos there. All right, number four, trails, my personal favorite. Tehaleh has over 30 miles of trails interspersed throughout the community. They're all beautifully maintained, they're rarely muddy, and they're easy to navigate with a stroller. I'm a runner, so I really enjoy the variety of terrain that I can incorporate into my training.
And number 5 would be our parks. We have an amazing park system here. We've got your average playgrounds, of course, but we also have a lot of creative parks. Even the playgrounds are creatively designed with different themes. But we also have parks that are more for adults. We've got like a marked off 1,000-meter running track, and that same park has a community garden, and we have one of the greatest dog parks around. I know people that actually come from outside of Tehaleh, drive all the way in just to go to our dog park. It's got an agility course, and it's large and it's situated in the woods. We've got a skate park for older kids and a smaller skate park for younger kids, and there's these are just scattered all throughout the neighborhood. And along that trail system, there's also like these little tiny hidden gems that are not exactly even parks, but like just in the middle of the woods. In this one spot, there's like 2 tree swings. In another spot, there's a portion of the trail called the Pokemon Trail, where the neighborhood kids hide painted rocks, and we try to find them, and our kids participate in that. It's all a lot of fun. It might come as no surprise given all there is to do here in this community, but we have a great sense of community. We gather at the Post, our local coffee shop that we can walk to right in the middle of the neighborhood, and on the trails and in the parks. And we have a very active Facebook community, which you can use to connect with your neighbors, make friends. Just the other day, I borrowed a tool I needed. It's really a great sense of personality and community here.
So number 7, shopping. I had just mentioned that we have plenty of neighborhood businesses, but when you do need to run to town, it's only about 10 to 15 minutes to downtown Bonney Lake, and you'll have all of the basics. We have 2 grocery stores, a Walmart, a Target, a Costco, among others. And one of the best things about Bonney Lake, actually one of the things that drew us here in the first place, is the fact that there is minimal crowding and very little traffic. You can get in and out of Costco in under 30 minutes, which was practically unheard of in Tacoma. Number 8, the community is uniformly maintained. We have a great HOA that strictly enforces all of the C, C, and Rs, so the community is well manicured and beautifully landscaped.
And number 9 is this community has a very safe and quiet feel to it. Of course, we have the usual complaints of porch piracy and those kinds of things like anywhere, but it's generally safe. This is a community where we feel comfortable allowing our kids to play outside and to roam the trails on their own, our older kids, and we really enjoy that freedom here. And number 10, which also adds to the safety of the neighborhood, is that there is no through traffic. There's only one way in and one way out, which adds to the safety of our roads and gives us even greater confidence to let our kids play outside.
Okay, so you've heard our 10 favorite things about Tehaleh, and now it's time to touch on those things that we aren't so crazy about. These are things that we didn't realize before we purchased our home, and we figured we would share our experience with you so that you know what you're getting into. Traffic. Now, we did mention that there's no through traffic in Tehaleh. Unfortunately, the main road between Tehaleh and Bonney Lake is only 2 lanes, and on school mornings it can get pretty backed up. Bonney Lake High and Mountain View Middle actually share an intersection, and so you have all of that school traffic competing with all of the commuters. So if you have anywhere to be between 7 and 7:30 on a weekday morning, you might want to allow for some extra time just to be sure you can make it.
And finally, we have the hill. It's kind of a running joke in Tehaleh. Every time it snows heavily, the Facebook group blows up with questions of, how's the hill? Well, the hill is steep, and if you don't have a 4-wheel drive, and during the very worst weather, it is going to be difficult or dicey or maybe even impossible to get up or down that hill. So plan accordingly. If you don't have a great vehicle for snow, then maybe you'll need to borrow one. It hasn't really been an issue for us, maybe 1 or 2 days a year that it's that bad, and only in the very worst of weather.
All right, well, that's everything. We hope you found this video useful. If you're considering joining us here in Tehaleh, we hope that you reach out. We would love to help you throughout your home buying journey.